Guys, this is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. This time we are taking a look at Jada Toys Chun. Now, I do have two other figures here that I'm going to review. You probably already know who they are, but I have the boxes turned around because this is my background for today. I am not at home this weekend because I have a wedding to go to, but I still need to shoot some videos, and so I did just get these in. I waited for all three of them to come out before I wanted to do a review on these. So obviously, you know, the other two are Ken and Fei Long, or not Ken, Ryu and Fei Long. So, but anyway, this is her obviously outside of the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box real quick. Obviously, you've probably seen these already. You got the window. I really like the window box here. I like the backgrounds that they use for the different boxes or the different characters. The sides are pretty much the same. The back is pretty much the same on all of them. But yeah, I really like the window. I like how they have this set up to look like a old school like arcade machine. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. All right, so here we are with the figure up close and personal. Taking a look at the face sculpt. Let's see if we can get a zoom in here and a focus. She does look pretty good. I do have some paint app issues. Obviously, we have some scuffing here on her head. The paint isn't great around her hairline here. It's a little muddy on this particular head sculpt. We'll take a look at the other one. I'm not quite sure what that one looks like. Here's the back of the hair. I did pull this off, so it's falling off right now because I wanted to see if it was a ball peg. I wasn't sure if there was like a ball peg in there or not. I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity here. It could have easily been a ball peg, but instead they have it like specifically keyed. Why would you not put a little ball peg in that to make it movable? It seems pretty logical to me. But it's okay. It's fine for now. I will have to super glue that back in. I'm losing a lot of focus here. There we go. As far as her outfit is concerned, I definitely have some paint issues here around the breasticles. Not great. Definitely around the shoulders here. The paint isn't quite great. You can see it's bleeding over into the blue here. The back is done really nicely. I do like that. The back is done really nicely. Around her collar is done pretty good. But for some reason, unfortunately, around here, on her shoulders, we have a lot of yellow bleeding into the blue there. So that's not great. Some of the blue is poking through here on her arms. Not painted very well around the arms in general. Then we get down to her skirt piece here, and it's done pretty good. You can see some blue bleeding through, not too great there. On this side is done pretty good. Then we got this little doohickey there, that's fine. Around here, around the front looks pretty good. But for a $25 figure, I don't expect it to be absolutely perfect. This little like medallion thing here. Alrighty then. So the little jewel here is painted alright. You can see some blue poking through there. Just notice this on the shoulder here. The yellow paint is bleeding there also, which isn't great. yeah, like I said, the back is done really, really nicely. As far as her wrist cuffs or whatever you want to call these things, they're painted relatively well. I mean, obviously you see some silver bleeding there, but again, $25 figure. I don't expect it to be perfect. This is already way more paint apps than 95% of Marvel Legends that want to charge you more money. And I would say that the paint is done way better, just in general. The little paint on her little bonnets or whatever you want to call these on top of her head, those are cool. The paint apps on her face are done nicely. You can kind of see like her eyeliner, is that what it's called? I don't know. She does have some stuff on her face. She has little spots and stuff. You won't notice that by looking at her, but up close here on the camera, you can really notice it. Earrings are done all right. Kind of muddy. Ears are kind of muddy. You can, now that I can take that off. No, I was getting that confused with the back of her head. So yeah, you can kind of see the hair. You can kind of see the hair paint going into the skin there. It's not great. The hair I would say is probably the worst part of the paint on this figure. I think the other head sculpt is done quite a bit better. But then again, like all this stuff you won't really see when you're looking at the figure. It's just zoomed in on this camera, you can really see the imperfections. But again, way more paint than any Marvel Legends that you would probably come across these days. Her legs are done really nicely. The musculature in the legs are pretty good. I would like to have seen a little more definition in her leg muscles, because Chun-Li is known to have very, very strong legs, and you would think that would show with some definition here in the legs a little bit more. It'd be nice. I sculpt on the boots is done really well. I think all in all, I think it's pretty good. She does have peg holes at the bottom of her feet. Not quite sure for what. But yeah, I like the figure a lot. I do. I like her a lot. She's painted mostly pretty good. There are some issues. I do think her head might be slightly big for this body. It could be just my perspective, but her head does look a little big to me. But I do like that she has properly thick thighs, especially from this side, from her side profile. They look very, very thick. I was hoping that would be the case, because we know Chun-Li is very, very leg heavy. So, but yeah, aesthetic wise, I think she's doing pretty good. So let's get on to accessories. All right, for accessories, we have 2 karate chop hands, and they're done fine. They're pretty plain, nothing really too special about these. And then we have one other head sculpt. I did not break this one, and I think I like this one better, to be honest with you. I do like that they use really soft plastic for her little bang here, and for these little tassels, I guess you might want to call those. But yeah, I think this head sculpt is a little bit better. You do have a couple of issues there, but all in all, I think this head sculpt is a little bit better. So that's the other head sculpt, and then she comes with an effect piece, and this effect piece is very soft plastic, and she does come with a stand to put into it. So here's the stand. So you'll definitely need this in order to prop this up. And it just plugs into the bottom. This is the first time I've ever seen a stand that kind of has like this little extra little piece or a little extra plastic sticking out for this to kind of lock into here. And they know that the plastic is soft enough that you can just push that right on in there. So I do like that. And that is it for accessories. Alrighty, so for articulation, this is probably going to fall off while I'm doing the head. I am relatively disappointed in the head articulation here. For some reason, unlike Ryu and Fei Long, they decided to go with this weird, like, ball peg neck hinge combination, which is essentially doing the same thing as a Marvel Legends neck joint with the hinge, because this barely moves, if anything. Like, this hardly moves at all. I don't think it's actually moving at all. And so you get nothing. Like, and then they put the neck on a hinge. Why? Why didn't you just use a double ball peg for the neck? That doesn't make any sense. So all the neck can do is hinge back and forth. And then you would think that you would get like, your like nuance posing out of that ball peg, but you don't get much. This is as much side to side as you can get. Looking up is mostly all neck, so you're not going to get any looking up from the head itself. Looking down is also all neck, but the side to side is almost non-existent. And so you won't get the proper posing that you want because they decided to oddly go with this, and then you can see the hinge in the neck, so it doesn't look good. Also, I do want to mention that this neck plastic is slightly different color. It's a different color than the face. The face has a bit of a, I guess you can say, tan to it, whereas this neck is very pale. So I also do want to point that out. So I don't like that in particular. As far as her shoulders are concerned, she can get them past or right there at horizontal. You kind of have to play with this shoulder joint a little bit because the way that they have it, it's a hinge there. So you just gotta. I do like how they did that. It just kind of rolls out a little bit instead of like tucking into the body. They did a really good job on that. Good job on that. Really, really, really nice. So she has good shoulder movement. She has a bicep swivel covered up by her sleeve there, so that's nice. She does have really good. These are really stiff, her elbow joints, but she can't get way past 90. They have like detents in them, and they're very, very rough. Her wrist guard or whatever can spin around, and she has hinge wrist joints. As far as her waist is concerned, she can go back just with this joint, the upper joint, that far, forward that far, and then she does get some decent side to side movement just from that joint. But then when you activate this bottom joint, she can get a whole lot of movement. Like, she can move all around the place. So that's pretty darn good. I do like that. I definitely like the mix of soft plastic with the harder plastic, and they've done a really good job of matching the blues on the different types of plastic. So I do like that. That's really good. I wish more companies would go this route. Even the higher end companies don't do this a lot of the time. So I think that's really a good idea. Like SH Figure Arts, Zorro, you could have easily did this with Zorro's little robe or whatever he wears, and just made the bottom this soft plastic. But I don't know what they were thinking there. As far as leg movement, she can do the full splits, as Chun-Li should be able to do. She does have a thigh swivel. You can see the cut there. It's a pretty good cut, not terrible. It does go off a little bit, like it's a little uneven when you turn it a little bit, but it's not terrible. As far as kicking forward, she can kick forward that much. Mine is fighting me a little bit, but she can kick forward pretty good. As far as her leg joints, these are also very tough. I'm trying to be gentle with how I move this because if you see the boxes in the back are jiggling because this table that I'm on is very unstable. She can kick back that far. Her knee joint can go back way past 90. As far as going backwards, she can go back that far with her leg. She does have a boot swivel here, which helps because she has a very steep ankle rocker. So being able to turn that boot, even though it doesn't look great, with the combination of thigh and boot, maybe you can get that to look a little bit better. But they could have just made the ankle rocker better, to be honest with you. She does go up that far. Her foot goes up that far, ankle I should say, and down that far, so that's really good. So as far as articulation is concerned, she has great articulation. They didn't put any butterfly joints in her, but I guess you don't really need it. She can't go a little. I mean, she won't be crossing her arms, unfortunately. So no butterfly joint there, but you know, $25. I would have rather them not have a butterfly joint there than somehow ruin the articulation somewhere else. She is very thin at the top, so, and then she has these puffy sleeves, so I would imagine the engineering that they would have to put into this to put a butterfly joint in here would have been kind of tough. So anyway, let's get on to comparisons. Alrighty, so here she is next to her two wave mates. We have Fei Long here on the left and Ryu on the right, and I think they scale pretty well with each other. I think these are really the only two comparisons that matter, but I'll give you one more comparison. And here she is next to Mayfec's Hush Batman Huntress and Mayfec's Hush Batman Harley Quinn. And so those are two pretty good comparisons. She does scale pretty well with these Mayfec's figures, so that's pretty good. And I'll go ahead and give you one more comparison. Alrighty, and here she is next to Nightwing from Hush Batman and Catwoman from Hush Batman. So you can see her with a male figure. And that is it for comparisons. Alrighty, so in conclusion, should you get her? Absolutely. If you like Street Fighter, I would argue she is the best 6-inch Street Fighter Chun-Li, or should I say 1/12 scale Chun-Li within this price range of $25. She comes with a good amount of accessories. She sculpted really nicely. The articulation is pretty good. The paint could be better, but it's not horrible in comparison to other lines in this scale. Hasbro. And so I don't have unfortunately I don't have the SH Figure Arts Chun-Li to compare her to, but I would imagine that she would probably fare pretty well against that figure. And that figure is probably somewhere in the $70 to $80 range. They are re-releasing that one in a different color variant. And so we'll see. I will be getting that, and I'll do a comparison, and we'll see which one is better. But for the price point, I would argue that this one would be better. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.